Hello, beautiful people. It is your girl Javisha, and I am back with another video. So I have a different type of video for you guys today. I have a few people at my job that definitely ask me or use me as a resource in terms of career advice, suggestions, running things by me in terms of choices that they want to make, either financially or through their career or just in life in general. And so I said, you know what? Why not bring these questions and these answers to my community, because there might be somebody else who has these questions and might benefit from the answers that I provide. So I have asked some of my team members and coworkers if there was any questions, any burning questions that they have regarding their career, that they wanted me to answer on camera, and got quite a few questions. I'm gonna go ahead and share these questions with you guys and then provide my answers both for my community as well as my coworkers and team members. So the first question is, how do I ask my manager or supervisor for help when I'm overwhelmed? So this is a good question. I have had this situation happen to me in the past as well, where I just have a lot on my plate and I don't know what to do, how to go about doing it. There is a feeling of being overwhelmed, and I know that I need to ask for advice or assistance, or just to let my leader know that there's way too much on my plate right now. I want to ask these questions and reveal this issue in a way that it doesn't shed a negative light on me. I don't want to come off as incompetent in any way, or not having the ability to complete the tasks that are given to me, but I do know that I need assistance. So one thing that I have learned within the last couple years is that the way to get around that obstacle is by focusing on prioritization, okay? So if you're having issues at work where you have 1,000,001 things that need to get done in a day, but there's not enough hours in a day to get it done, you want to go to your leader and talk about priorities. So the way that you would broach that situation is, if you guys have a one-on-one, you want to make sure to bring this up during that conversation. If you don't have a one-on-one with your leader, like a regular routine one-on-one, then you want to ask, is there a way that we can meet up so that we can go over my priorities for this week or for this month? That opens the door to the conversation. You never want to say, I'm overwhelmed. You never want to say, I can't get all this stuff done. You never want to come at it in a negative light. You want to change the perspective. So what I would say to my leader, and I have said this to my leader, I just wanted to talk to you about my priorities. I have a list of tasks that I need to get done and will get done. I want to know how I should prioritize this list, as well as your expectations in terms of deadlines. That way I can meet your needs, but then also work as efficiently as possible on my end. That way, when you're phrasing it this way, it makes sure that you get the understanding of how quickly these things need to get done. In our minds, a lot of times we see all of these tasks, we feel that they all need to get done at the same time, when in reality, there are opportunities for you to push certain things back based on prioritization, but you don't know unless you ask. So by phrasing it this way and providing the list, you want to make sure that you provide that list of tasks, because another thing that you might not realize is that your leader has a lot going on and on their plate as well. So they might not have a real grasp of all the things that you're currently doing. So having that list ready, they can see it, right? So they know what you're working on. They know that your workload is heavy. But then also that gives them an opportunity to say, okay, these first two things, we don't need to get done right now. These aren't P1s. So you can move that down. You can focus on that later. But this third and fourth thing, I need these tomorrow. So I need you to go ahead and get these done. That gives you like a sigh of relief, because you know now that you can move things around. Now, once you make sure that when you're having this conversation, you are documenting timelines, you are prioritizing in the order that your boss wants you to prioritize, your leader, your supervisor, however they want you to prioritize, you're prioritizing in that order. That way you meet their needs, but then also you can breathe. You know what needs to get done in which time frame, and you can allocate resources and time and energy and focus to the things that need to get done first, okay? I do this all the time. I train my team to come at me in that manner as well, because I never want my team to be scared to come to me with issues. I want them to ask me, how should I prioritize this list? What needs to get done first? Because that way, not only am I sure that their mental health is where it needs to be, right? They're not feeling overwhelmed, nervous, anxious, but then also I get the things that I need done now, done. So I constantly check in with my team in terms of what they have on their plate so that I can prioritize for them. But then also I request that they come to me when they're feeling overwhelmed or they need clarity on which things that they should work on first. The next question is, I want to make a career change, but I'm scared to take the leap. Where should I start? So the first thing I would say when considering a job change is to really do some self-assessment. Make sure that you aren't considering a job change because of emotional reasons. You want to make sure that it's just not a irrational decision. I know a lot of times, even in my fields with my particular job, there are periods of time where it is crazy, where I'm overwhelmed, where I feel like there is no light at the end of the tunnel. And yes, in the moment, I might decide, forget this job. I'm ready to do something else. I'm ready to do something easy. So you just want to make sure that you're not in one of those moments and that you really feel or have a strong desire to want to change. If you are truly unhappy with your current position, and you can't see yourself doing what you're doing long term, then we can move on into the next steps. I'm just gonna go off this question as if you don't know what it is that you want to do. I would suggest taking an assessment of, what your skills are. What are you really good at outside of your job? What are some of your hobbies? What are things that you really like to do? Are these things in line with a career that can generate income for you? Is it an income that is sustainable for your current pay rate? These are the questions that you want to ask yourself. Really gauge whether or not you can make an easy transition into this other role. So I have seen in the past where people think that another position, like the grass is greener on the other side, and then they get into that new job role and they don't like it at all. It's not what they expected. So if you have an opportunity still to do some shadowing, I would suggest you do that. If there's anyone in your current job that has a similar job description as the one that you're looking for, I would reach out to them and try to have a conversation with them. Just say, I'm interested in just getting more information on your day-to-day. What does your day look like? What are the highs? What are the lows? What are the expectations of the current job that you have? If you have that ability to find someone that currently has that role that you're looking for, I would have a conversation with them to see what the expectations are and what you're getting yourself into. If there is not an opportunity for you to talk to someone who's in that current role or to shadow someone, the next thing that I would say is to take a class in that particular field. More than likely, it's a career change into something you've never done before. So there is going to be some requirements in terms of education and training. So I would go ahead and start taking some basic classes in that career path to see if that's something that really interests you. Usually when you're taking classes, a part of it is really just getting you to understand whether or not this is a career path for you. So that might give you the yay or nay in terms of, should I take that next step? You also need to have a come to Jesus moment, because wherever you are in your current field, more than likely when you have this career change, it's not going to be that same pay grade that you're used to. You're gonna have to start at the bottom and work your way up. So are you willing to do that? Are you willing to start over? Are you willing to say, okay, I understand that currently I'm gonna have to take a step back I might not make as much money. I might not have as much clout in my field, but I know that it's for the greater good, and I know I'm working myself back up to that status. If you can do that, then I think that you have a good chance at being successful in a career change. I will also say upgrade your skills. As I was mentioning before, if there is a class that you can take, if there are certifications in that career path, I would suggest that you go ahead and take those and get those under your belt so that you might not have to start, at square one. You might be able to start, a little bit ahead of that. Once again, that will also give you more time to make that final decision on whether or not this is the move for you. If, let's say, the job that you were thinking about doing is something in the entrepreneur mindset, and you want to start a new business, I would say do not quit that job until that new business makes enough money that you can make a comfortable transition. I am all about being financially savvy. I would never start a whole new career without having funds and savings and a nest egg, whatever you want to call it. I need that money on the side, because in this day and age, with everything that's going on, you need to have a cushion. You never know what could happen. We went months where some people couldn't work. And so, and also businesses that were once thriving have gone out of business due to this pandemic. So you want to make sure that you do not make any irrational decisions. You don't want to just up and jump and move into something different. You really want to make sure that you and your family are financially secure when you make that move. I know that sometimes these jobs can get crazy. They can make you anxious, but hold on to the fact that you're moving in the steps to a happier life. But you just have to go through this journey. And during that journey, just remind yourself there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that by doing so, by reminding yourself, it'll help you get through those hard moments. Third question I have is, how do I tell my boss that my coworker is not doing his part and I am having to do it for them? I think we've all been there. But I'm going to go back to that first question. I would suggest that you phrase it as prioritization. Come forward to your boss during your one-on-ones or during a time where you can have that conversation with your leader. Let them know, hey, I did X, Y, and Z, and make sure that you include in there the job responsibilities that you took care of for your coworker, and say, I definitely want to be helpful to my coworker when they need assistance, because at the end of the day, we're a team and we are both working towards the greater good. So I'm always going to be a resource for them. But I want to know from your standpoint, how does that fit into my day-to-day? How should I prioritize my work when a teammate needs help? You get what I'm saying? So you're throwing them under the bus, but you're throwing them under the bus in a classy way, okay? Doing it tastefully. Let me sprinkle that in this conversation. Oh, Bob don't want to do his job. Let me sprinkle that in this conversation with my boss. That's really what it is. And if your boss is smart, they're seeing what you're doing. Oh, okay, you're giving me the heads up that Bob don't want to do his job. Sorry if there's a person who's watching this named Bob. All Bobs aren't bad. Ooh, so this video is almost 10 minutes long. I get long-winded, I apologize, but I hope that somebody was able to get some gems from this conversation. If you guys have any questions related to career advice or life advice in general, please leave it in the comment section below, or you can email me. I have no problem answering them. Like I tell you guys in every video, I'm building a community. So any advice that I've gotten or anything that I have longed to learn the way, I have no problem sharing with you guys. So please use me as a resource. And as always, I thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? I'm providing gems here. What are we waiting for? And as a reminder, I am doing Vlogtober, so you guys are going to be seeing videos from me each and every day in October. So once you finish this video, make sure you watch the videos that have already been posted and stay tuned for the videos to come. I want you guys to have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.